Hello, my name is Denise, and I'm a student at the UNCW online program. This is Nursing 316, and this is Creative Professional Identity Project. So for my project, I'd like to explain a little bit about what I do as a nurse, why I got into it, and why I think it's important for anyone who's undecided about a career to go into the nursing as a profession. When I got started many years ago, I did not realize what an esteemed profession this really is. But since then, I have discovered that, according to the Gallup poll every year, that nursing ranks the highest. It's in the #1 profession as the profession that most public ranks as honest, as trustworthy, respected, and as ethical. So that's a tall order for for nurses to live up to, and yet we seem to be doing it consistently. The only year that it differed was when the firefighters of the Twin Tower collapse ranked the highest, and with good reason at that point. So nurses are everywhere. We're in disaster areas, we're in hospitals, we're in schools, we're in industrial buildings. It's really an important profession to be a part of, and it makes me proud to be proud to be part of the nursing profession. When I first started in my associate's degree program, it was over 30 years ago. I had 2 young kids to try to support financially, put food on the table for them, and I went into nursing because I knew that it was the quickest way that I could get highly educated without having to go right into a minimum wage job. That's the good thing about nursing. Whether you become an ADN nurse at first and then move on to your BSN, or whether or not you do the BSN program, which is the preferred program, in the beginning, you will end up with a career, not a job, and it pays triple what it would for minimum wage. So it's an important part of the whole decision making. The second thing that I had to consider is this a career that I could relocate easily with? And it definitely is. I have traveled to several different states working as a nurse. I've lived in Alaska, California, North Carolina, and Michigan, and it has basically the same standards. You might get a position where the policies in the hospital differ, and of course you're going to have to enter that state and be cleared to work. They will do a background check, and they will definitely issue your state license. But other than that, standards of practice are maintained nationwide. So once you receive your initial nursing license and you maintain it in good faith and continue with your education, there isn't too much stopping you. You can stay local, you can stay at the place that you graduated in the same city, or you can travel, or you can be a home care nurse. Which brings me to the third aspect of this. Getting into a hospital or getting into one position doesn't mean that you are locked into that forever. There are so many variations of nurses. You can work in any one of the departments. My passion happens to be mental health, and I've been a mental health nurse for quite some time. Now, I have also worked as a hospice nurse, so that is another passion of mine. People work at the beginning of the life cycle, and they go into labor and delivery, or they work at the end of the cycle in palliative care or in oncology, and anywhere in between. So there are so many choices, and if you're ever bored, you just, move yourself here and there. But it's definitely a position and a profession that have many, many options. There are also opportunities for growth. In my particular hospital, I've gone from RN1 status to RN2, which has allowed me to be, part of a committee and participating in those committees, which allows for me to see the bigger picture. But there are all sorts of aspects of nursing and the other diversity of that makes it so appealing to so many women especially is the fact that you can work part-time, full-time, weekend only. You can choose to work a day shift. You can choose to work a midnight shift. So there are many reasons for going into nursing.